Stream where we are going to see how to use Scrivener's corkboard for ideation, so coming up with ideas for papers and project management. Okay, so this is one of the super cool features of Scrivener, where it's really helpful to have something like the corkboard integrated on the same piece of software that you are using to write. So what is the corkboard? Well, Scrivener has 3 views for documents. So this views in your standard icon configuration are located here, just right of the search box. Let me open up Twitch here. Okay, good. So to the right of your search box, and they are the document view, which is this one. Let me check. So document view, the corkboard view, which let me show you. It's this one, and the outliner view. Okay, so we have done the outline in a previous video. Today is about the corkboard. And what is the corkboard? Basically, the corkboard is a representation of your documents in index cards. Okay. So in my case, this is my draft. My draft has 6 documents, as you can see here. Introduction, theory, methods, review, discussion, and conclusion. And this is a real paper that I'm working on, by the way. And each of these index cards represents a document, okay? So, how is this powerful for ideation? To me, it is very simple. These index cards allow me to write synopsis of documents and see the paper at a glance without having to change or edit each document. Okay, so for example, in the introduction, I can write this paper is about the relationship between computer-mediated interaction and computer-mediated surveillance. It specifies that relationship by looking at research on remote work arrangements. Okay, there you go. So this is what I want to say in the introduction. In the theory, what I want to do is I want CMI and CMS have been studied separately. I want to show their joint effect on control, research on remote work arrangements. It provides enough data to do this. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm sort of like planning my paper, doing an abstract for each section of the paper in this view, which allows me to see the whole paper at a glance. Okay, now what I want to show you is that if you see in the introduction, so if I click on the introduction, this text from the index card is not there. Okay, so this allows you to think about your paper, or maybe this is a section of the paper, right? So maybe, you know, let me open some other paper. So maybe this is a section of the paper, right? So this is my results section, okay? And I want to think about each part of the results section together, right? or the theory section, right? So this allows me to think about and write my ideas for each part of the paper or each part of a section of the paper, the theory, the results, the discussion, whatever, by looking at the entire paper or the entire section at a glance and without making changes to each part of the paper or each part of each document in that section, okay? So this is really great for ideation because seeing something at a glance really allows you to see if things are working together or not. I also really like this idea that you're doing a little bit of discovery writing. So discovery writing is when you're writing, sort of like you're thinking as you write rather than you first outline and then you write. So this is discovery writing, but it is constrained. Obviously, you can write as much as you want in each of these index cards, but for me, just the format of the index card invites me to, just write within these boundaries, write a little bit of an abstract for the session. So it's a really nice middle ground between full-on discovery writing, which basically you'd be writing the introduction and thinking about it as you go along, which takes a long time and may force you to completely delete what you wrote and rewrite it again. So the middle ground between that, and pure outlining, where you just have topics and you're not giving yourself any opportunity, any space to think about as you write. So that's the ideation bit, okay? It really provides you with a different, I would say almost a different interface to your paper, okay? Now, what I want to do now is to show you how this is also very useful as a project management tool and how flexible it is. And for that, I also want to show you some of the features of the corkboard and how to use them, okay? So the first thing that I want to show you is the grid mode versus the freeform mode. So here in this, there are two buttons. One is the grid mode. It shows like your cards as a grid, and you can see I can move them to reorder them, okay? I can move things around, and this will move it on the document list here as well. But I can also have them on freeform. So, I can move things like, imagine, okay, this is what I haven't done yet. This is what I have done yet already, okay? So I can just move this around with no impact here, okay? So again, grid or freeform. Grid, when you move, you change the order here. Freeform, you don't change the order and you can organize documents as you wish. As you can see, Scrivener remembers, right? I just move this, and even if I go to grid, there you go, okay? In freeform, if you have here a button commit, which will basically change the order according to the freeform. So I'll click commit, okay? And this will change the order of the documents there, okay? Just if I was changing it here. Okay. Now, I have also a small menu here for card sizes. So this is if you want to write more or less. For the ratio, okay, so I can have longer or shorter cards. Spacing among cards. Cards across, I can have it do it automatically or just select a number. Okay, and I can size to fit editor or not. Okay, so really a lot of customization, and this matters a lot. Like, for example, being able to have like longer cards helps when you are big on discovery writing, but you still want to refrain from thinking through an entire section. So you'll be able to, let's say, write half a page instead of just a few lines and think through it as you write. But, so it will allow you to do discovery writing, but you don't have to write the whole thing, okay? So this may seem small, but it's actually like super important. Okay? Good. Now, what else do we have for project management? Well, each of these cards has properties that are specific to the card and that you can really use to manage your project, right? So here, you have label and you have status, okay? So the status here, I did them myself, and I normally use status for progress, okay, on the paper. So here I have to do, so I haven't written yet. In progress, I'm writing. First draft, revised draft, and final draft, okay? So I can put this here as here, sorry. I can put this here, status, first draft, okay? And here I can put a status, final draft, and so on, okay? And obviously, here at the bottom of the statuses, you have edit, and you can, change this as you want. So I can put here not written yet, okay, and make okay. And if you see status here, it's now not written yet, okay. So that's the first label or dimension, and then I have a label, okay. So you could have red, orange, yellow, green, purple, or blue, and this can be, for example, difficulty level, okay? So, or changes. So imagine that you have major changes, and here, small changes, and the green, no changes, okay? So this is, for example, when you get the reviews from the journal, and they're sort of happy with the method, they really want you to change the theory, and they want you to do some things on the results. So I can just go here, and I can do a label and do, okay, this is major changes, this is no changes. I'm actually going to do them for all of them, status, label, so that you can see something that is really cool, major changes, and label, no changes, okay? So, as you can see here, I can, at a glance, I can see, okay, how much do I have to do major changes, and how much, is minor changes, and so on, okay? Now, on this button here, at the bottom, I can organize by label, okay? So why is this useful? Well, it is useful because it helps me prioritize things, right? So I can say, okay, so I want to do first the major changes and then work on the minor changes, or I can do it the other way around. Now, why is this like this, 1, 2, 3? Because it's the order of the documents, okay? So so Scrivener keeps the order so that you can see the sequence. This is because when, for example, you're writing fiction, sometimes the order of the chapters matters. Also for papers, the order of the chapters matters. But this basically allows you to see things at a glance, right? You can also here you can have it horizontally or vertically, so you see, okay. So the difficult ones are method and conclusion, and easier ones introduction, review, and theory, and you don't have to do anything on the discussion. I wish, okay. So there you go. This also allows me to, just at a glance, just look, okay, how difficult is this going to be, okay? Now, there are other visualizations that you might find helpful, and this is the rest of the functions related to corkboard. So here, I can, as you see, arrange by label, okay? This is what we saw before. I can corkboard options arrange by label layout. Here, you know, I don't have that selected, but here's something super useful is I can see the status stamps. So, you know, okay. So this may be helpful for you to organize your project. Again, remember that you can just like sort this out and put here, okay, not written yet, introduction, review, first draft. So I can say, okay, I want to do the not written yet, okay, and then organize this by difficulties. So this is the first draft. So you can see I can in progress and then final draft here. Okay, so this can really help me sort of like organize my work and visualize, you know, how well am I doing on the manuscript. Okay, so I know, okay, this is in progress, this is what I want to do, these are not written yet. So this sort of allows me to track my work on a manuscript as I go along. Super helpful. I can also use show keyword colors, okay, if I want to do that. Corkboard options, and I can show or hide card numbers. As you can see here, I have hidden them, and corkboard options, I can view them. Okay, this is really helpful to sort of if number lists are good for you. Okay, and I also have keywords. So if you go here, I have metadata, I have keywords, and I can have this I don't know what keyword can we do. Let's say that this is about analysis, and we have theory. Okay, so you can see the little keywords appear here. Okay, so you can use that as you wish, as a means of categorizing documents, or just setting up as reminders. So I can do this for September, what I want to write in September, and what I want to write in October. Okay, and so I can remove and add October and add October. Okay, and so this will allow me to sort of like again organize my document and manage the project. You'll see that, you know, just because Scrivener has a really good interface, you'll see here that I have my labels in the inspector. I have my labels and my status here, so I can change that directly. Okay, so this is a quick overview of the outline function in Scrivener. Again, it allows you to basically establish work on a middle ground between discovery writing, thinking about what you're writing as you write it, and outlining, because it limits your discovery writing to a small space, highly customizable, and allows you to use keywords, labels, and status to manage writing your article as you go along. Again, I find this super hyper useful, so I hope you do as well. If you have any questions, ask in the comments down below, or reach me on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on Thursday. Have a good one. Bye bye, everybody.